Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of Back at the Ranch, Expedition Online's after show. I'm your host, Danny Knaub. Tonight, we are joined by our first eliminated explorer, Teresa T.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
How are you today? How are you
uh,
feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I was bummed at first, but at the same time, I figured, hey, if I wasn't gone first, then I probably would have made it all the way. So it's okay.
Ooh la la. Well, maybe we'll be seeing you again sometime.
Yeah, I've always said that if I ever make it to Survivor, it's like if they don't get me out first, then
I'm going all the
I'll make
way.
it to. I'm going all the way for
I
sure.
love it.
But it was a good experience,
I love it.
nonetheless.
Well,
So
welcome. This is your opportunity to sort of share with our audience what you're thinking, what was going on in the game.
yeah.
I'm just going to, start off. Let's go back always to the beginning. So,
Okay.
describe to me hearing that you were chosen to participate in the first ever season of Expedition Online.
I honestly was completely shocked. My video was just kind of like an angry Latin girl video, and I was just going through some things at the time. So for them to call me and say, "Hey, we want you to do this," I was like, "Okay." Um, so I didn't know what to expect. I just knew it was Tyson and Rob, and there was like games involved, and I love Survivor, so I was like, "I'm all in." I was blinded. I had no idea what to do. I just went into it. So yeah.
So, not only that, then you're sort of thrust into this world where you're actually watching the Boston Rob and the
Yeah.
Tyson choosing their
Yeah.
teams, and Boston Rob himself picks you. Like, how does
Yeah.
that feel?
He says my name. I was like, oh, it's just so cool. I mean, I remember watching Boston Rob at the very beginning. Like I've seen Survivor some day one, where we didn't have to like DVR to record it. I had to be home to watch it. So I love Survivor, and just to see Boston Rob and for him to say my name, it's just super cool.
Nice.
Definitely.
So, so coming into this, what was your strategy? Like, what were you thinking? How were you going to play this game?
You know what? I had no strategy. It was just cool to be able to talk to people. Being in this quarantine has been kind of crazy this year. I've just been work or home or grocery shopping home. And that's pretty much it. So it was just nice just to talk to people. And I don't know, I just wanted to get to know people. And I guess I just didn't do enough.
I can understand. I mean, this has been a hard pandemic, so I think a lot of people were feeling that. So
Yeah.
going into that first night, teams are chosen, and you
Mm-hmm.
knew that you essentially had from like roughly 10 p.m. to midnight to video chat.
Yeah.
And I think you didn't stay on the whole time, correct? So like, what was your
Yeah.
thinking on
I
this?
was honestly like, I was just tired. I was exhausted. And Trey went first. And I was like, well, if Trey's going to go, I guess I'll go next. And that was probably like my downfall. I'm sure, I could have, if this was like real Survivor, I have no choice. I'm going to stay up and talk to you, because we're on an island together. But my bed is just in the other room. And I'm super tired because I get up early and I cook and bake and stuff. So yeah, I went to sleep. I probably could have, if I would have stayed up and like chit chatted a little bit longer, then I think things would have turned out differently.
Yeah, I mean, from being on some of the conversations, it does seem like that was an easy sort of target for you. When Trey
Yeah,
left, was there any conversation of like, ooh, the first person left, or were you pretty fast after Trey left?
I was pretty fast after Trey left, maybe like 5 minutes or less. And I remember him like being paranoid for that reason as well. And I was like, no, I mean, yeah, I thought about it, I was like, yeah, I should have talked more.
Well, I mean, obviously, when you left, before you obviously were voted out, I mean, did you even second guess it? Or were you just sort of like, I'm going to bed, I am tired, like, and it was like, you thought you had tomorrow, like, we're going to get on this tomorrow, we're going to
Yeah,
win, we're fine.
absolutely. I was like, oh, there's time tomorrow. I was like, I have to get up early in the morning, and I got to do some, I had to do some baking and stuff. And I was like, I'm gonna get home, and it was like 5. I think I got on for a little bit the next day, and then I had to eat and take care of my dog. Um, and then we got back on and just start chatting and stuff. And I don't, it was just weird. It was a weird vibe. Um, yeah, I don't know. It was just off a little bit. So I knew
Can you
something was up.
describe, yeah, like, can you describe what you were thinking? Or I mean, like, was it just not, they weren't talking as much, or like, what do you mean by a weird vibe?
Well, well, one thing, I was the oldest on the group, um, oldest woman. So I don't know if maybe they just didn't feel like they had anything in common with me. But then again, it's just the connections were hard, and just like talking to like 9 people at one time, there wasn't a moment to where maybe there was like one moment where I had like there was like four or five of us talking at one time,
Mm.
and that's it. And then by the time I got, I went and ate, and I came back, and then before you know it, we were like into a game, you know.
So, leading into the game that you guys played was
Oh,
First Impressions. Essentially, as a party, excuse me, as a party, you were to elect a leader. That leader
yeah,
then was assigned you different roles based on physical or mental. So you chose Brandon. You
yeah,
actually chose Brandon yourself, but the whole tribe ended
yeah.
up choosing Brandon. What was your decision in choosing Brandon?
Just because he just seemed very personable, easy to talk to, and he just had a good vibe, good energy of him, and I feel like he was he he would be like a team leader. He just gave off that type A personality,
Totally, I can see that for sure.
you know, and
So,
so
oh no, no. So then he chooses you to do this spinning on one foot, and you had to do what, 20 spins?
20 spins on one foot without one of your foot touching the ground. What
So how
they
do you
did,
feel about this? Like, how do you feel being chosen for this? And like, what is your mind thinking?
well, honestly, what they didn't know is I am a runner and I run half marathons. I haven't ran since May because I have plantar fasciitis on my foot. So it's really, if anyone knows what it is, plantar fasciitis is it's horrible. The bottom of my foot, my heel. So spinning around and hitting that heel, I had to switch it up. It's just the next day I was in so much pain. I had to ice it, and I have a big soft ball and I rub it and everything with it. And but that's okay. I didn't complain. I didn't say anything, no one knew. And maybe if we would have talked about like sports and things like that, what we did, we probably would have done a little bit better. Maybe he wouldn't have chose me for that if he would have known. Um,
Well, I think that's the part, that's the challenge of the game, is because you're really basing this off first impressions. You've had like a
yep.
few hours to get to know everyone, and you're just picking like, I think you might be good at spinning. I think you might be
Yeah.
good at planks, and so it's sort of the luck of the draw. But I can't. So, what exactly is that you like? Is it just a pain or what?
Yeah. So basically, like I have high arches anyway. So it's like the tendon, like the bottom part of your heel. It's the arch of your foot, and it can kind of move around. So it started like in the arch of my foot, and now it's in like the heel of my foot, like the side of it. You feel it more when you wake up in the morning because you're on it all day, and then at night you get the rest, and then you wake up and it's just like you step, and it's just excruciating pain. But I've
Mm,
had it for like 7 months now or so. Um,
okay.
it's getting better.
Well, I'm very
And
happy to hear that.
yeah, and if honestly, like I even tried to do the whole spinning on one leg again. And if I just probably would have slowed down and just like caught my breath, I probably would have done better. But at that time at night too, I was exhausted. It was 20 times. That's a lot. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
they don't make this game easy.
20 times. Maybe like I would have like just stood still on one foot,
Yeah.
for as long as I could. Planking, I mean, come on, I can plank for like forever.
See,
But
no. So were you thinking you even had a chance, or were you just like, oh no, this is not going to be a good
I
one?
would I'm a very optimistic person, so of course I thought I had a chance. And like I said, I didn't give up until they said stop. I was exhausted, I was dizzy, I was sweating. um,
You did
But
a great job. I mean,
I
watching it
tried.
live, it's hard because you have the pressure of everyone watching you, even the pressure of going
Yeah.
head to head. I'm sure you don't know how the other person's doing because you're literally spinning,
No.
not
And
able to see.
I had to use my phone. I had to put my phone on the floor. So I don't even know if you can see my whole body or just the bottom part of me.
No, we
I
saw
didn't even.
like the whole body.
Oh, did you? Okay. I bet that was
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah. That was a great
you have to
sight, I'm sure.
go back and rewatch it if you want to,
I don't know if
or
I
just be
will.
like, I'm good. I'm good.
I am good. I'm one of those people that I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it. And I'm okay with that because I know what I look like and I can imagine it in my head perfectly fine.
Well, I thought you looked fabulous, so
Thank
don't
you.
you even worry about it. So your party ends up losing the challenge, and you're the first party to go to Crossroads. So
Yeah.
talk to me about, because you don't have a lot of time. I mean, there was not a lot of
No.
time to make a decision. So what were you hearing? And obviously, we'll get into the vote, but what were you hearing?
So there wasn't a lot of time, and everyone was just, on the same at the well where I camp where I camp, and we're just all of us were just there. No one wanted to leave, and then finally, like I guess like a few left, and then that's when Bobby's name was mentioned because of his connection and everything, and they didn't know how how it would go progressing, um, and then they're like, okay, we'll just, Bobby. I'm like, all right, fine, Bobby. Um, but I didn't know, and I'm sure that there was an alliance already of five, which kind of hurt. And if I would have just, man, yeah. So, Bobby, and then like I went off, and it was me, Trey, Bobby, and who was the other girl? I can't think of her name right now. Not Jess. What was the redhead? What's her name?
Oh,
Not
Molly?
Olivia, Molly.
Molly.
Her, and it was Molly. And we were talking, and they're like, "Well, if it's not, if it's not us, and or if it's not one of them, then it's one of us, or something like that." And I just knew. I had a feeling, and it's just like, you just know. I just knew.
So
I
you
just
did.
knew.
So going
I
into it, when
knew.
Andy's hosting it, you actually felt like 100% that it was you.
Yeah, I had a like. I was like 90. I was like 95% sure. I had like 5%. I was like, come on, just like, it's like, ah. And I heard my name first, and I was like, man. And then Bobby, and I was like, that's my vote. And then my name again. I was like, really? Like, that's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
So obviously you're the first eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
So how are you feeling? I mean, how are you feeling?
So I mean, honestly, I was just, I this was a distraction for me. There was just a lot of things going on in my personal life, and then not having this distraction anymore, I kind of felt bummed a little bit. But then it made me kind of like face my distraction head on, my problems, my issues, whatever you want to call them, life. And yeah, it's been, things are good now. Things are great. Uh, it was hard at first because you're like, well, what did I do? Like, why don't they like me? And it's like, I'm very likable. I know I'm very secure in who I am as an individual. Um, and I've come a long way. So it's a game. It's a game.
No, I love hearing that. I mean, I would love hearing the confidence, and you're absolutely right. I mean, I think it comes down to it's a social game where
Mm-hmm.
people are spending hours talking on video, and I think that it just
Well,
is
and,
like
and the
kind of like
fact,
it's sealed
well,
early.
well, the fact that too, like there's East Coast, there's West Coast, like the time frame,
Hmm.
it's a little hard. Um, and if it were like regular Survivor, I'd have like 2.5 days, 2 nights, full day to like talk to people. If I just had like a little bit more time, maybe. Yeah, you never know. Just a little bit more
No.
time.
So,
That would help.
no, for sure. So, who, from your party, who do you think the leader was, and who do you think is in the best position if you're just having to kind of think ahead as to who's going to do really well in this game?
Leading wise, Brandon for sure, because they all look to him as a leader already. That was proven day one. Um, I think Jake he can go really far, but he's really likable. So I feel like he's in danger. Um, Jess was cool. She's got a good attitude. She's fun. Um, Olivia, I think she would be more of a sneaky kind of person. I remember like seeing her video. I thought she was really cool, but she gives off the vibe of just kind of like a backstabber. I think she would like kind of be just sneaky, kind of backstabbing. Um, I don't
Keep an
know.
eye on her.
I would definitely keep an eye on her. And then what Sam, he seems pretty smart and likable too. I think Sam and Brandon are definitely going to be like a duo. Brandon likes Olivia. I thought that was crazy when he wouldn't pick her because he thought that she was too nice dressed looking for the challenge. I'm like, really? She's a PE teacher. Just come on.
Crazy.
Anyways,
So
I'm just
Teresa,
thinking about it.
we didn't get to spend much time with you, and I feel like you're such a
I
great
know.
person. Like I'm
Oh.
sorry that your time was cut short, but do you have any final thoughts on just your experience as a whole, or just the game in general? I would love to hear any final words from you.
It was more than I expected, more than I bargained for. The fact that, we were sent items to play these games, which I'm kind of bummed I didn't get to play the other games, the ping pong and everything, so because I love games. I love being competitive. Um, so it was like I said, it was a great, like, just kind of just do something that I haven't been able to do much of anything lately. Um, so yeah, it was a good experience. Would I ever do it again? I don't know. Maybe. I really want to play Survivor. So
Come on, COVID,
uh,
get your stuff together. We're all
oh,
ready to play.
seriously, we're so ready. It's like I'm just ready for it to be on TV right now. I just want to watch it. Like I don't even care. Like, yeah, it's
No,
crazy. But
I understand.
thank you.
Of course. Well, Teresa, thank you so much for participating in our first edition of Expedition
Absolutely.
Online. It was an
My
absolute
pleasure.
blast getting to
My
know
pleasure.
you and speaking with you. And for all of our fans at home, keep watching, and we will see you
maybe
soon.
maybe there'll be an All Stars or a second chance or something. Who knows? I mean, why not? Right? Sky's the
Teresa's ready,
limit.
y'all. Teresa is ready,
I
y'all. All Stars is calling.
am.
Well,
I'll be
Teresa,
more
again,
focused. Sorry.
again, thank you so much, and
Thanks,
have a wonderful
Danny.
night. And everyone at home, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Okay.